Come on, Dewey. Alright. Hello, guys. This is Mrs. Doo-Doo. Mrs. Doo. Welcome back to Classic Arcade Repairs, guys. I am Sean, as always. Next repair we have is a Centipede. So, yeah, I think I did a Centipede a little bit ago, a few repairs back. And I think it had a bad ROM, maybe a, I don't remember other than that. RAM, maybe. Well, we'll see what this one's done. I don't know anything about this one. I kind of, other than a name and number and email address and everything, I lost all the communications with this one, so I don't know what to expect from this board at all. So we'll put it on the bench and fire it up and see what we get. Yeah. Alright. Let's get to it, guys. Let's hook that board up and see what it does. Dilly. Okay, we've got the I've got my harness adapter out, ready to go. I can get rid of this. I do not need this. Maybe later. I think I used the button for firing. I think I wired that in. I don't know. Yeah, I did. Cool. Centipede. Yet another Centipede. Let's get the box out of the way. Nice big anti-static bag. Ooh. That's enough of that. Okay. Centipede. Let's take a look over this board, shall we? And what do we got? And I do have my glasses. Excellent. And I bent them. They're bent. What did I do? Son of a gun. Damn it. That's kind of cool. We got all masked ROMs with silver legs. These will clean up nice. So I think what I'll do first and foremost is fix my glasses. Bend them back out a little bit. They're too tight. That's good. Now what I want to do is remove all the ROMs, and I'm going to label the backs of them. That gives me a receipt anyway. Someone has replaced the ROM sockets. And it actually looks really good. From what I can see. They got good sockets, that's good. This one's F7. That one's got a fixed repaired leg. Looks like somebody was like doing this with these with some sandpaper or something. That is not the way to do these. They are too brittle. Way too brittle. That one's got a broken leg, which is not stuck in the socket, it's just broke. And it looks like somebody tried to solder this leg right to the socket pin. Not good. Okay. Another repaired leg and a broken leg. Flat out broke. And it is not stuck. It is not stuck in the socket, but we got a socket coming apart. Well, that one's got a broken leg and a repaired leg. Okay. Let's get a better look at this work. A little better look. You know, they really cleaned it up well. It looks pretty good. The work does not look bad at all. Not at all. Okay, yeah, that seems to be okay so far, you know, preliminarily. So, we got some ROM work to do. These ROMs have to be repaired. I need to repair a couple legs, and we're going to clean these. That's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these. So what I'll do is starting to get good and clean. It didn't take long. It really is not taking long at all. So I'll let these soak in this for about 5 to 10 minutes, about 6, 7, 8 minutes or something like that. And just swirl it around every now and again. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let those clean up, and then we'll come back and repair some legs. Look how good those are already coming. Already getting clean. Okay, and our chips are cleaned and dried. If I move the shadow out that way. Yeah. They are nice and clean. Now I just got it. Oh, and the CPU was also a silver leg chip. So I cleaned the CPU as well. So we have that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's got a broken leg. That one's got a broken leg. That one's good. So these two need to be repaired. So let's put everything back that can go back. FH1. G7. It's not good that the program ROMs were messed up. So this one goes here, but I need to fix it. So this one goes right here. No. This one goes right here. 303. 303, 304, 56. Okay. So let's repair those two guys and get to it. Okay, I need to get my donor ROM, which I have right here, and get my good tweezers, turn that iron on. And try not to knock the camera around too much. Just come down and a little bit on there. Now I will do the donor leg. This is tough. Okay. Try to spin this like this and make sure, let me make sure you're still on it. And where did we go? Where did we go? There we are. Uh-oh. Guess I'm just going to have to go out a little bit. Kind of too far away from it to try to get this angle. Anyway, I have solder blobbed on the opposite side of this. And I'll just take the iron, and I'm holding this with tweezers. And just kind of just like that. And you have successfully Frankensteined a leg onto there. I'll just kind of clip it even, you know, clip it even with the other ones and be good to go. That's a good soldered joint. So I'm going to do the other one and then we'll move on. Okay, so I have it put back together. The ROM's back in it after fixing the legs. And someone's waiting for the furnace to come on. It's running, but it's goofy. So, I mean, we're going to suspect RAM right off the bat, I guess. Right? Yeah. I'm definitely going to suspect some RAM issues, maybe. So I think it's a job for the fluke. I'm going to put the fluke on it and go right to RAM tests. Let's put this thing in test. Alright, that didn't tell me, absolutely didn't tell me anything. Yeah, this thing's goofy. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing, I'm going to try to coin it up and see what it does. See if the sounds are good. Do that. We'll give all this stuff a good whirl. And let's get this to ground. Just put a coin in the thing. And let's try starting. I don't hear no sound. Let's try that again. Well. Let's try that again. No sound. And test tells me nothing. Yeah, this thing's goofy. So we're going to bring out the fluke. We're going to hook that up to it and do some RAM and ROM checks and see what's going on with this thing. See if anything funny is going on, which of course there's something funny going on. I guess that's the color now. I want to turn it off and turn it back on. Yeah. It's just flat out silly, guys. Flat out silly. So let's go ahead and fluke this thing up. Okay, the fluke is giving me some funny information. I've got it hooked up and the power light is not coming on. I've got 5 volts. I've got 4.94 volts on the rail, but it was giving me bad power supply. And if I try to do a bus test, it gives me data bit 0 is tied. So there's some funny business going on. So I think what I want to do is turn it off, take the fluke off of it, and kind of do some beeping out on address bit 0 and try to find out why this is telling me that 0 is tied and why this is giving me bad power supply. So a little investigation is needed. And I know it's not my pod because I've got the pod turned on right now. You see the lights on. And it's hooked up and it's giving me 6502 OK. So I know it's not the pod. There's something funky with the board. So I'll go ahead and check that out. Alright guys, I removed the pokey chip. I just took the pokey out and said, well, the sound wasn't working. Maybe the pokey's funking things up. And it looks a lot better. It's running right now. I think the pokey's bad. That might be the whole problem. So let's put a good working pokey in this thing and see what happens. Okay, I got the new pokey chip installed. Brand new. And it's looking way better. I'll give you a look at what it's doing, though. It's not perfect. You can see there's kind of some garbage nonsense down here. That's RAM. There's a bad RAM. There's a flaky RAM on this thing. Yeah. So I'll show you what it's doing now. Yeah, so I will put the fluke back on it, and we'll exercise the RAM chips. We'll exercise these guys, these four and these four guys right there. And one of those is bad. I'm gonna put this thing into test and see if it does anything. See if it tells us anything. One, two, three. Let's reset. 3 beeps. See, I don't even need the fluke. This is going to tell us exactly what it is. 3 beeps. So I need to go to the manual, see what 3 beeps means, and that's going to be a bad RAM. So let's check with the manual. Okay, and 3 beeps is K7. And you know what? This their pokey chip that was in this board, if you can see that, it's got a red marker line through the top of it. I did not see that. So whoever had this board, somebody knew that this pokey was no good. They put a red line through it on top of it. So yeah, dead pokey. Dead K7. Well, it's not dead, but it's flaky. This guy. That guy right there. K7. Let's unhook this. K7. It is this guy. One right next to the ROM. Right next to the ROM. Zoom right in. It's right RAM. It's right there. That's the guy. That's our guy. Hard to see what I'm doing. And it's this guy right here. And let's see how easy it comes out. I'm not really comfortable doing that left-handed. There we go. I need to get right down there. I can't see it. Looks great. Came out nice. Yep, that looks perfect. So we will put the desoldering gun away, and we will get a socket. Right, boo-boo? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Turn on the iron. Let's find that guy. Right there. Let's get that guy soldered in. I imagine this will be the only bad RAM because it wasn't very flaky. Okay, I've got to get right down on there so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, good deal. I do want to, let's just hit that guy just a little bit, and just a little, okay. Good to go. Dunley. Let's back it up. And I'll flip this over, hook it up, put a new RAM in it, and we'll be back. Alright guys, I got the new RAM in the board. I got it hooked up Well, let's go ahead. I'm going to start it in test and see if it clears or if it beeps. So let me go ahead and get it all plugged in, and here we go. I'm firing it up right now. No beeps. That don't look right. It's not synced right, is it? Oh, it's just the monitor. There we go. Trackball. Trackball is here. There. Up, down, all over the place. No errors. Input sounds. Check all of the inputs. That's fire. Okay. Start 1, slam, coin left, coin center, start 2, I don't see coin right. Coin right. Sounds good to me. Let's take it out of test. And I would say success. Let's play a game. Let me zoom it in a little bit over here, kind of move you over here. Shaky, shaky. And let's play some Centipede. Okay. And start. Ah. That purple and blue looks cool, doesn't it? Yeah, I really like that purple and blue like that. Looks sweet. Okay. All right, let's do a little summary. Be right back. Okay, and in summary, I got the board. It had bad, the ROM sockets have been replaced, but it had bad legs on a couple of them, broken legs I had to fix. And I tarnixed the CPU and the ROM legs, because they were silver legs, but they were dirty. They were tarnished. Cleaned those up, I fixed the two legs. I put the fluke on the thing, and it was showing some weirdness. Now, it didn't have sound. That was one of the symptoms. No sound. and total messed upness. And just on a whim, I took the pokey out of it and ran it, and it looked like you would expect it to without a pokey, with all the mushrooms to one side, but everything else was looking pretty good. So right then and there, I knew I had a pokey problem. So I put the new pokey in it, and then I saw some little random changing nonsense, like numbers that would roll and change. That's always RAM, you know, because it's a changing value like that. That was it. Replaced the RAM, and that was it. Pokey, RAM, and the ROMs needed to be cleaned, and the legs replaced on 2 of them. So with this repair, there's the standard fee. And then for, you know, and that's funny, I was just talking about how I had never had to replace a pokey chip. I just mentioned this like 2 repairs ago. And this is like the first time I've actually come across a bad pokey in the board. And that thing had a red mark right down it. I've never... I would have assumed I would have gotten it without a pokey chip in it. I mean, why would you, if you know it's bad, why would you leave it in the board? Okay. Anyway. So, for repairs like this, for anyone who's interested or anything, like, you got an Atari board or whatever and you send it. If I do happen to replace a pokey like this, these are basically new old stock pokies, because I basically salvage them out of Ball Blazer Atari 7800 games is basically where I get them. And so they're in a couple of them I've gotten the games never used before. So they are truly new old stock pokies. Lots of life left in them. You can go on eBay and you can find Poke 1 chips, which are they're an adequate replacement, but they're it's not the original deal, you know. So I mean, those things you can get them for $50. I think they're $45 plus 5 shipping or something, about $50. And then there's another one that's like an upgrade called Poke Max. And that one is like $65 on eBay. And then I don't know if that's free shipping or if there's a little shipping charge on there. I don't know. What I'm selling these with a board repair, if I'm repairing the board and I have to replace one of these pokies with one of my basically new old stock pokey chips, I'm charging $70 for them. And it's included in the board. You don't have to buy it separate. It's going to come back on your board, you know. So there's the saving a hassle, and it's an original pokey, and it's a new old stock original pokey. So that in mind, if you do have an Atari game and it comes, you know, you send it to me and it's got a bad pokey, that's going to be the deal. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, you're not subscribed, please, consider subscribing. It really does help me out a lot. And that's all I got. So we'll see you guys on the next repair. Thank you.